Okay. I don't want to overblow this. I don't want to be angry Lions fan guy, but can we just talk about the asterisk comment? Like, I just need to talk about it and I want to put it in its full context. But at the same time, if I'm being completely honest, does it make me mad that it was said, whether it's in a good comment, whether it's shrouded in a lot of compliments or not? Yeah, it does frustrate me. And I think that's the thing with the Lions. Even when we win, there's still this same crap about, oh, we're not actually that good. Like, oh, just stop it. I have a question. All right. So we're going to go here. We're going to see the comment, all that kind of stuff. We saw the Chiefs go in Foxborough in 2016, 2017, and win on opening night. This is Tirico. All right. After the game, and announced to everyone that the Kansas City Chiefs were going to be a factor. This has an asterisk because of no Chris Jones and no Travis Kelce. But after what you saw at the end of last year and what you saw tonight, the team in blue and so Honolulu, by the way, blue and silver is for real. Okay, great. I'm glad we're for real. Why is there an asterisk? So I have a question. If the Kansas City Chiefs are coming in to Ford Field, if they're coming to Detroit, but we have no Penei Sewell or we have no St. Brown, or maybe we're without CJ Gardner Johnson, does he say this one has an asterisk next to it? Or does he just say this is a good win by the Chiefs? Does he mention at the end of the game to an injured Detroit Lions squad, or does he just talk about that in the beginning? I totally understand in the broadcast talking about the loss of Kelce, talking about the loss of Jones, which, by the way, isn't a loss. He's just holding out. Okay. So and they prepared for it. So I understand talking about the loss of those guys. I understand comments during the thing were like, man, it would have been helpful to have Travis Kelce there. Or, oh man, I bet the Detroit Lions don't run up the middle as well if Chris Jones is here. Jared Goff might not have the same amount of time if Chris Jones is here. This looks totally different, this game plan. I understand talking about that. But when the game's done, you don't need to talk about it. And this is coming from a guy in Mike Tirico that I love this dude announcing football games. It makes me so happy when Tirico's the guy announcing. I think it might be the best announcing crew in the business. All right. He went on to defend. All right. He went on to defend where he said, could I have worded that slightly different? Sure. If you're going to choose to ignore 3 hours and 15 minutes of other positive comments, if that's the way you live your life, so be it. So here's the deal. I actually get what Tirico's doing there. He's like, come on, like I'm not doing this. I talk for a living to a national audience. And this game had the most views of anything since the Super Bowl, which makes sense because it was the first NFL game. So, but of anything on NBC. So, I mean, like, this was a very highly watched game, and he's talking to a large number of people. In today's society, it's hard to say anything without offending somebody. So, am I offended? No. But does it make me be like, come on, man, why do we got to talk about that? Of course, it makes me do that, right? Of course, it gets me frustrated. All right. Here's the things that I want to remember. We beat the defending Super Bowl champs. That's number one. Number two, last time I checked, they still had the MVP playing for them. His name is Patrick Mahomes. Anytime you beat Patrick Mahomes, that is cause for celebration. Number three, it is at what people say is the toughest venue to win a football game at, Arrowhead Stadium. It's up there with Lambeau. It's up there with, the most difficult places to win. By the way, our last two games, at Lambeau, at Arrowhead, that's character defining. If you're going to win a game at Arrowhead, you do need a couple of things to roll your way. Because to go in there and beat a team as quality as the Chiefs, with the best quarterback in the league, whether you like him or not, with the best coach in the league based on recent history, whether you like him or not, it's going to be hard just to go in there and just beat them at their place. It's tricky. So, yeah, you're going to need some things. But here's what's important. Here's what's important. You still won. Rich Eisen said, I know my buddy Mike Tirico said that win had an asterisk on it because Chris Jones had held out, despite still showing up to the game as an attendee and Travis Kelce was hurt. He goes 100%. But in the National Football League, you can only control what you can control. And the opposite for the Detroit Lions would have been to lose the game. Normally, the Lions would lose a game like this. You know he's right. Instead of coming out with the win like they did. And they cannot do anything but play the guys in front of them. And I agree. All of us remember tons of Lions games where there was an injured quarterback, where there was a backup quarterback. We all remember Matt Flynn throwing like 4 touchdowns or whatever against us because the Packers were resting their starters and they still smoked us a long time ago. He parlayed that into a 4-year, $40 million deal in which he lost the job to Russell Wilson. Like, he wasn't that great. We all know and remember being like, oh, they're without this player. Oh, they're without this player. And we still find a way to lose. We didn't do that on this. And Dan Campbell said it best. He says this as a response. Well, is there an asterisk by 1-0? Question mark. No, there's not. This game was not perfect for the Detroit Lions. It wasn't. Okay. But here's what it was. It was grit. It was toughness. It was doing the right things at the right time. We played a better fourth quarter. We played more mistake-free football than the Chiefs when it mattered. Our first half was ugly. We had 2 good drives. Only one of them ended up in points. The other one should have, but there was a turnover. But in the second half, we limited the mistakes and ratcheted up on the defense, and the Chiefs started making more mistakes. We got better. Dan Campbell knows this is true. With a voice that was all raspy and hoarse, he said, we have a ton to work on. But for right now, let's celebrate this. He knows this team did not play anywhere close to what they're capable of. We still won. So this is the end of my rant. Right now, this video is titled, well, is there an asterisk by the 1-0 for the Detroit Lions? I don't know what this video is going to be titled by the time it comes out, because I don't know if that's a title that will have you guys watch this or not, but that's what this video is about. It's about the Mike Tirico, the asterisk comment, and just even when the Detroit Lions are getting all the respect in the world, you realize people still don't think it's real. Well, it's real. Let's enjoy it. Let's beat down on the Seahawks next week. Hopefully this is good motivation for us because people are still not buying us as contenders. Let's go prove them wrong. All right. Like, subscribe, comment. See ya.